Hey guys, how's it going? We're gonna do some pizzas tonight, aren't we, Sean? All right, so this is what we got on the agenda tonight. So I've found these crusts. They're small, like personal pan crusts. They're about 3/4 of an inch thick, so we'll work with those today. For toppings, we're gonna do some mushrooms. We got some pepperoni, a little bit of sausage, and then we got a couple different cheeses. I've got mozzarella cheese and some Romano cheese. We're going to use Rayo's homemade pizza sauce, and I've got some oregano that we're going to use as well. So the first thing we're going to do is get our sausage going. Now I've already got this preheated.
Yeah, that's my sausage, right?
All this is going to be for you? I don't know about that. There's a lot of sausage here, bud. All right, so can everybody hear me okay, by the way?
Yeah.
Let me know in the comments if you can hear me all right. I'm using a new microphone that I'm trying out so you guys can hear me a little better over the sizzle of the Blackstone. So we're going to throw this on there. And then once we've got that going, we'll get it chopped down here a little bit. I've got the temperature cooking kind of on low. I don't want it to get super hot because I got to throttle back the temperature once we start cooking the crusts. And if you do it super hot right now, you're going to have a really hot griddle. You're going to have to wait for a long time for it to cool down. So I'm just going to cook everything kind of on a low temperature today. We've also got some mushrooms we're going to do. So we'll get some of the mushrooms on the griddle. Yeah, doing a little bit of mushrooms. We don't need all of them, so I'm not going to dump them on, bud. All right, and so with the main thing for toppings when you do pizza, you don't want to douse them with a bunch of oil. You're not going to hit them with a ton of seasoning because you want your pizza to do the talking for you. So if you do too much oil, it's going to make for a very oily pizza. So kind of the goal of this is to try to keep your ingredients a little bit dry. There's going to be plenty of oil within the sausage and your pepperoni once you get it done. But it's going to be oily anyway, and cheese carries a lot of oil. So if you start adding a bunch of extra oil to your griddle, you're just going to have a really soggy pizza. It's not going to taste very good. We'll let that cook a little more, and then once it cooks some more, it makes it a little bit easier for us to break it up into smaller pieces. Yeah. So really big mushrooms, so we're going to break these up a little bit, make them into more bite-sized pieces. Cool. Yeah, let us know where you're from. Let us know if you've done pizza before and maybe how you've done a little bit different. There's more ways to make pizza. What do they say? There's more ways to skin a cat than just one. Same thing here. Really just trying to make it edible, trying to make bite-sized pizzas. If you have too big of pieces, it's not going to be easy to eat the pizza. So I always like to try to break it down a little bit. Yeah, so cool way to chop food. Kind of the same thing, same principles as a chef knife. If you take your front and kind of pivot it, then you can do the rest this way. Helps you kind of keep an anchor point on your griddle or anchor point on your cutting board and be able to cut things a little bit easier. Yep, for sure. We'll be doing that. I'll show you once we get to that part. All so this sausage is pretty much done. They're into smaller pieces, which is good. There's a couple big pieces in there, but that's okay. We're going to take our sausage and go ahead and put it into this bowl. So our mushrooms are doing good. We're going to go ahead and move our mushrooms over into that grease that we had for the sausage, just get a little bit of that flavor on there, and then move it right back over. Like we talked about, we don't want them to be super greasy, so we just want to get a little bit of flavor in them. All right, so pepperoni. You can just throw the pepperoni on the pizza if you want to raw. This style pepperoni that I got is cup and crisp, which I like because they get crispy, but they're also kind of cool because, oops, we want that guy in there. Because these are gonna like cup up a little bit once we get them going here. So you'll see here in a second. And I just like to get the ingredients a little bit hot. That way you don't have to try to cook it all on the pizza. It's gonna do it for itself. All right, so our mushrooms are also gonna be cooked. So we're gonna put those into this bowl. All right, so now we get to the fun part. So we've got our pizza, and we're gonna let these pepperonis just kind of cook over here as we go. Like I said, we've got the temperature on low. The first thing I want to do, because I don't want to get a greasy black pizza, and this also helps to cool off your griddle a little bit. This is warm water. This isn't cold water, so it's not going to warp my griddle. But we're going to take a little bit of this and go ahead and knock off some of that grease that's on there. We're not doing too much. We're just trying to work some of that off of there to get us down to the base seasoning on the griddle. And you can see back here how the oil's all coming up. That's what we're trying to do. All right, so once we got that there, now we can open up our crust. And we'll just do one of these at a time for now to show you. I always like to do, this is the presentation side, or all the sauce is gonna be on this. We're gonna do that side down and just throw that right on there.
He's watching from Pleasant, Michigan, but
sweet.
From Alaska and Alabama.
Awesome. Alaska, whereabouts in Alaska are you? Yeah, and if you guys have questions, feel free to ask. I'd be happy to help you out and answer anything that I can think of and know how. All right. So those pepperonis are overall pretty much done. You can see how they're starting to cup up a little bit. So we're gonna keep those like that. All right. So it's gonna take just a couple minutes for us on this side. I've got that just kind of baking a little bit right there. It's also gonna help get it warm. So once you put your toppings on there again, it's gonna kind of help to be able to melt your cheeses and things like that. That's the biggest thing about pizza, is you don't wanna really think about the bottom. You wanna think about what's gonna happen on the top.
Nick asked what heat you're cooking on.
Everything's on low today. We've got it as low as we can go. All right, so that's warming up, but it's not done yet. So we're gonna let that go for another minute. And while this is happening, we're just gonna open some packages and get the packages ready.
Babo little crust.
Boboli, kinda. It's similar to that. This is called Mia's. It's kind of like a Boboli, but it's a little bit thicker. You can see they're about 3/4 of an inch. It's got the holes in it, like kind of like Boboli does. I think it's a little bit more of like a soft bread versus the Boboli's kind of a little bit crispier and more cooked. This seems like it's not quite cooked all the way, so it's going to help be able to rise and maintain some of that flavor as it goes. All right, so you can see how it's starting to turn brown there, kind of toasted a little bit. That's what we're looking for. We're getting pretty close there.
Donna said, can you use regular pizza dough?
You can use regular pizza dough for sure. I've done one with Pillsbury dough before, so I put that down. it cooks fairly quick. So my recommendation is to actually keep a burner completely off and just cook by residual heat. Otherwise, you've got too much heat going. All right, so we forgot to grab a spoon, so we'll have to use our spatula, but that's okay. So we're gonna flip this over. Hey, Miles, buddy, what's going on, dude? He's acting like a train back there. All right, so now that we flipped it over, we're just gonna put a little bit of pizza sauce on there. You don't wanna overdo it, but we're gonna go ahead and spread that around here.
This cook says, "Where's your beer?"
Haha. I need one, man. This kid's screaming in the background. All right, so we've got our pizza sauce on there. Spread it kind of thin, not too thick. Once we got that on there, we're gonna do some of our toppings. So Sean wants sausage on his pizza, so we're gonna do some sausage. What's up, buddy? Hi, buddy. And then he wants some pepperoni on his pizza as well, so we'll do a little bit of pepperoni. Pepperoni and sausage, right, Sean? There we go. And now we're going to take a little bit of oregano and we put that on there just for seasoning. And then add some mozzarella. This is a thin cut mozzarella. It's the thinner, the better when it comes to this, because if you get it too thick, it's going to take a lot longer to melt. So we're just going to throw this right in there like that. And then we're going to finish with the Parmesan, but for now we're going to go ahead and take our lid and put our lid over it.
Jackie says, "Looks good."
Once we put our lid on, take a little bit more water, and we're going to spray kind of over here. We're not going to spray to hit the pizza, and so we're going to make sure we get just steam going. And we're going to give that just a minute under there. So we'll see how it turns out, right, Sean? Are you getting excited? Yep, Sean loves pizza, don't you? Is that your favorite food, pizza? What's your favorite kind of pizza?
Cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza's your favorite? And we're doing pepperoni and sausage for you tonight, aren't we? You excited?
Yeah.
I am too.
Donna said, "I need to buy a lid."
Yeah, this lid's awesome. It's actually, it's not a Blackstone lid. It's a Cuisinart lid that I found, which I wanted it to be square. Now Blackstone does make one that's square now, but this one I like because it's got silicone for a handle. So it doesn't matter how hot the lid gets, this isn't hot at all. So I love the fact that I can do that. So you can see already it's melting pretty good. So this is looking pretty delicious already. So we'll give it just another minute to crisp up on the bottom.
Lily said, "What time could she come over? Or do we come over?"
Ha, anytime you want. I'm always willing to cook for people.
Teresa says, "I want that lid. Where did you find it? Bed Bath & Beyond, I believe, right?"
No, I found this one at Walmart. It was in the same section as some of the Blackstone stuff, which is why I picked it up. I compared and decided that I like this one a little bit better. All right.
Someone said I used the lid off my electric toaster.
Yeah, whatever works. All right.
Jason Marshall deliver.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take this lid off. And then I've got this pizza peel, so we're gonna take the pizza peel and put that right on the pizza peel like this.
Looks like we're in a restaurant.
All right. And then we're gonna go ahead and give it a cut, right, Sean? Yep, so the bottom of it, I don't know if we can see this real quick, but you can see it's crispy on the bottom. It's good to go, so it doesn't take super long.
No.
So let's go ahead and cut through this. And then we'll cut this way. Yep, we're gonna let you try it. It's hot though, you gotta be careful, okay? Okay, it's hot, I'm warning you. See? It's definitely hot. You can see. Yep, we'll put it on the plate here in a second, but I wanted to show everybody the pizza. All right, so get in close here. You can see it's nice and crispy. The cheese is perfectly melted. We could put a little more cheese on there maybe, but this looks really good. So definitely something that you guys should try. Yeah, it's awesome out here today. This is a perfect weather. It's like 73 degrees right now outside, I think. But it's great. All right, let's try a different one. All right, so this one We'll go ahead and do 2 at once here. So we'll get both of these kind of browning. Dada. We're going to try 2 at the same time this time, just so we can get done and get inside we can eat. You excited for that? What are we going to do what?
Patricia's asking, hello from Maine, where can you buy that pizza crust? Looks yummy.
I found it in the pizza aisle next to the Bobley stuff. Just look for different kinds of pizza crusts. And this one, we bought at Kroger. Like I said, this one's Mia oven fired. So it gives that oven fired flavor like when you put it onto the Blackstone, which makes it taste great. Oh, you're right. Yeah, we did pick it up at Walmart. Sorry.
Thank you for the demo.
Yep. All right. So we're going to get these other ones toasted up here and get these going. Sean, you want to come try your pizza now? It might be cooled down enough. Be careful. Is that yummy? All right, I think we lost him. He's off. Yep, you can have a little piece, buddy. Here, let's cut you off a little piece.
Alfredo sauce with cooked chicken and roasted red peppers is yummy, is what Tom said.
That does sound good. You got it?
Linda said she wants pizza now.
Always need pizza, right? We'll keep going with that. See, we're spending more time on the front side to cook it than the back side. Once you get the heat kind of going through the dough, it doesn't take as long to cook. So if you flip it over too early, it's going to take a lot longer for your dough to cook on the second side. So think about that. I like to cook it more on the first side because once you get your cheese and everything hot and going, it'll melt pretty good for you.
CJ said OCD over a little piece finished cutting that pizza.
Uh-huh. Here, I'll cut it for you just so we can take care of you, brother. Is it going to bother you that I cut off this one on the side? And if I don't cut it the same way now, you'll be really freaking out, right? So, here we go. All right, let's check these again. Getting better. Still a little bit toasted to go. That one's good. We'll slide that over. Trying to think of heat zones. So your heat zone's kind of through the middle 2/3 of your griddle. So this one's going to cook faster than this one just because it's got all the heat focused to the middle. So that's why I've swapped those two. What's up, buddy? You want some more pizza? We'll get you some pizza in a second, Buzz. All right, so let's try this one a little bit different. We're going to put our pizza sauce in there first, obviously. Let's flip this over. What's up? There's my neighbor, Ryan. Ryan, you're on Facebook Live right now, brother. And he just picked up his Blackstone a couple of days ago, so he's super excited right now. Out there cooking on it every night so far. He did quesadillas the first night, hamburgers last night. What you got going tonight, Ryan? Salmon patties. Really good. There you go.
I'm coming over later.
Yeah, there is nothing wrong with a good salmon on the griddle. And I've got a couple of videos out there, one on YouTube and one that I've done in the group. If you go to topics at the top of the group page, you can go to topics, and then once you get to topics, click on videos, and you can either search by my name or search by salmon, and look at various ways. All right, so we're gonna do.
Teresa asked if you have all burners on.
Yes, but they're all in low. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of this on the bottom first. Hit that and let that infuse a little bit, and then we're gonna put some cheese on it second. A little bit different than I did the first one, just for fun.
Debbie's asking, can I ask her about the basting lid?
Yeah, the lid itself we got from Walmart next to the Blackstone stuff in the Blackstone aisle. It's Cuisinart.
Y'all done.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna do some sausage. Janae, do you want sausage on yours?
Sure, if it's not spicy.
It's a mild sausage, just for you. I know better. What's up, bud? Yep, take another piece there, bud. That one's all yours. All right, there's the sausage. Mushrooms and pepperoni today?
Yeah, please.
It also takes time to put your toppings and stuff on, so the second side's already cooking while you're doing this, so that's why you got to be prepared, have all your stuff ready to go, be super ready.
Beans had just picked up mine today, seasoning as we speak.
Heck yeah, man. Good stuff. Okay, we'll do a little bit more cheese on top of that. These are going to be loaded.
Linda said I've been making and selling street tacos on hers.
Hey, there you go. Pay it off quicker.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm going to be eating well.
Some oregano on there. Okay, now we'll have to see if we can get both these to fit under the lid. I think we'll be okay. Yep,
Like,
it'll
I'm
fit.
looking to buy one.
Yeah, so we'll give that just a minute here. Let the cheese melt down on that. Sean, how's the pizza, buddy?
Is it mine?
Yep, that's all yours.
Is it mine?
Yep, you've got pizza coming too.
We'll hop over to the neighbors next and get their salmon on the video.
Let's take a look and check it here. Yep, doing good.
How?
Yep, just steaming it up underneath there. Try not to hit the pizza crust so the pizza crust doesn't get soggy.
John asked, what is your favorite food to make on it?
Favorite food, let's see. We do steaks a lot, quite a bit. I love doing steaks on. I think they're great. I think I've pretty much perfected that. French toast is awesome. I love doing eggs in a hole or eggs in a basket. Some people call them different things. Toads in a hole, frog in a hole, all kinds of different things. But I like doing those just for fun. A little bit showy for breakfast. We did pancakes the other night. We did pancake art. I put some pancake batter into one of these. And then we just drew on it, like outlined of stuff. Like I made Jeep Wranglers and all kinds of different things. And then we filled in once that cooked for a little bit so that it kind of browns the outside, or browns whatever you want to brown, and then do a pancake like normal over it. It's kind of fun.
Joe said it's a sausage, pre-cooked and still hot.
Yeah, so we cooked that first thing on the video. That's the first thing we put down. And once we browned it, we pulled it off to the side. So it's still warm. It's the best way to do it when it's warm like that, because then when it's warm like that, it's not going to take a whole long time to be able to heat up your pizza and get your pizza cooked.
And then Jeff said the bottle tray is the one from Harbor.
Yep, you got those at Harbor Freight. All right, so cleanup is a snap. We used quite a bit of, or not very much oil at all, so it's very dry. So all we're going to do is we're going to scrape off the top here. Put all that down in the magic hole in the back. Make sure we have all the little stuff off of it. It's super simple to clean. Doesn't take much effort at all, especially once you get a well-seasoned griddle. Nothing's gonna stick to it. It's amazing once you got it to that level. Doesn't take very much oil at all. Since we've used a lot of water though, we are gonna put a little bit of oil on here. Make sure we get all of it on there. It doesn't take too much oil. And we're just gonna use our spatula, and we're gonna take our spatula and rub all that oil around.
Thanks for showing that.
Thing is, you need your pizza to cool down just a little bit before you can eat it anyway. And then you might as well go ahead and just clean real fast, get it done, so you don't have to come back later and do it. Super simple to do, no issues. We're gonna turn all of our heat completely off now. And the great part about this is you're making it so there's not too much oil on here, but you're gonna leave a layer of oil so it's not gonna be able to rust. Like I said, we did use water, which I typically don't like to do, but I like to do it when I steam. But once we have all of this on here this way, then we want to make sure we hit oil in all the spots to make sure we got that covered. What I'll do now is once I turn it off, I'm done. So the next time I go to heat this up, it's going to burn off that oil, and then it's going to have me set up again and kind of do another seasoning for me and get me ready to go for the next time. So, yep, got that lid at Walmart. All right, and it's nice to have a lid like this on the Blackstone too. A lot of people don't have a lid, but this one's nice to have a lid on there because you can steam everything at once if you want to, but it's also good to have a little lid, or a lid like I've got that covers about 1/3 of the griddle, because then you can steam just vegetables if you want to while you're cooking a steak and things like that. All right, so let's look at this down here. We've got our pizza pretty much done, so let's go ahead and we're going to cut this through.
Ow.
Hey, Miles, don't do that, bud.
Sorry, I'm trying to...
I got some.
Get back up.
All right, and we got 1/2 cut there, and we're going to cut this in quarters.
You'd ask what your favorite oil is.
I use primarily canola oil for most stuff, and then I'll use olive oil when I do steaks. I'll cook with sesame oil when I'm doing like hibachi. So oils vary depending on what I'm cooking. Avocado oil when you do salmon, or an olive oil when you do salmon. Just various things. There you go. So, all right, let's take a look at this. So you can see it's crispy on bottom, which is what we were looking for. So we cooked it the right amount of time on the second side. The first side we know was cooked the right way because when we flipped it over, we could see that. Let's give this a taste and see how it goes. Nice and crispy. Tastes great. If you've ever been to Kings Island and had their pizza at Kings Island, that's what this sauce tastes like. If you're ever in Ohio, know Kings Island at all, know their pizza, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you've been to Kings Island, let me know. But this pizza tastes amazing. It's got a sweetness to it. That sausage has a good flavor that blends in with it. But I think it's awesome. So let's let my wife have a piece and she'll give it a try and let you know what she thinks.
Hold on. I was like, no. See here. Amazing.
It's awesome, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm gonna sneak over here with some pizza. How is it? That yummy? Awesome. All right, guys, so we're pretty much done. We've got this all cleaned up already. All we gotta do is take in these ingredients. We've got our pizza ready to eat, so I can just take this on the pizza peel right into the directly in there and eat. The sauce is Rayo's homemade pizza sauce. So I'll get bashed a little bit because I don't do a homemade pizza sauce, but it tastes great. For convenience of trying to throw together a family dinner, this is the way to go. So definitely check that out. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here, but I appreciate everybody watching. Have a good one.